Well, Sudan remains in political and economic turmoil 6 months after the military staged a coup. Meantime, neighboring South Sudan is experiencing both severe food shortages and a rise in violence. Our next guest has a unique perspective on the situation in both countries. Catholic physician Dr. Tom Katina joins us now. He is the only surgeon for about 1 million people in an area, and he works in contested region between Sudan and South Sudan. Dr. Katina does missionary work as medical director for the Mother of Mercy Hospital. Dr. Katina, thank you so much for your time today and for all that you do. We appreciate it. I know that you've been working in the Nuba Mountains between Sudan and South Sudan for many years. Can you give us a picture of what life is like there?
Well, I've been there now for 14 years, and we went through quite a long period of civil war in our region from 2011 to 2017. It's a bit better now. We have a ceasefire in place for the past few years, although when I was just coming out from Nuba last week, there were a lot of rumors that the fighting will start again. So we'll see what happens. We're very busy at the hospital. We're treating people from all over the mountains, and now with the improvement in the situation with the north, we're taking people from all over Sudan. So Khartoum, Darfur, all over the place. We're very, very busy.
Wow. If you don't mind, can you tell us how your faith guides your work, and then also, what brought you to that region?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'm a Catholic lay missionary, and now I've been in Africa 22 years. And I think certainly without my Catholic faith, I would not have stayed there. The work is very challenging. It's very gratifying and rewarding, but it's very difficult with a lot of frustrations. And I think without faith, I don't think I would stay in the work. We have a lot of disappointments, a lot of bad outcomes, and I think my faith is what has kept me there in the field for so many years.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you're the surgeon for about 1 million people. That has to be overwhelming at times. How do you keep on going?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there are two things. One is when you're there and you see the need and you see how much work you have to do, you just don't allow yourself to stop. I think all of us has tremendous potential that we don't tap into in our normal lives. But I think when you're kind of forced and pushed into it, I think we have a lot of potential that we can unlock and use to the betterment of the people that we're serving. And I think, as I alluded to before, I think my faith I take very seriously. The commands of Christ to take care of the least of my brothers and sisters, I take it in a very literal sense. And I just try to remember that to keep pushing ahead with the work.
Yeah, and we here in the United States, we're used to excellent medical care. We have access to a lot of it. I know it's very different there. Talk to us about the impact the hospital has had on the region.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're the referral hospital for an area the size of Georgia. And as I was saying before, we're now getting people from outside that region. I think we're getting people coming from the capital city of Khartoum to our very isolated rural place. So to put it in, say, an American context, it'd be like if you had a hospital in very rural Nebraska, you'd have patients coming from Los Angeles for treatment. So I think we've certainly transformed medical care in the Nuba Mountains, but also in terms of an outreach, I think it's been a huge boon to the Catholic Church. Most of our patients coming from the north are Muslims, and they're people that have had no exposure to Christianity. What they know is Islam, and it's been an Islamic state for many, many years. So this is probably the first time they've seen Christians. It's the first time they've come across a Christian institution. So I think it's a very important place, not only in terms of healthcare, but in terms of Catholic outreach to the people of Sudan.
Absolutely. Sounds like it indeed. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but before I let you go, can you talk to us about why you're in the U.S. right now?
I'm back in the U.S. for a fundraising trip. We're almost 100% dependent on individual donors to support the work we do. We treat 160,000 outpatients a year, do 2,100 operations, have 7,000 inpatient visits per year. So all that work we do with the help of many private individuals giving donations to our hospital. So I'm here to try to raise support for the hospital.
Well, Dr. Katina, thank you so much for your time today and for all that you do. And we're praying for you to raise the money that's needed for the hospital. Thank you again. God bless.
Thank you so much. God bless you, too.